Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time, the students of Mihammer Academy had another physical education class, which meant a lot of different things. Yuji and Damane went out running, and Makina beat up Michiru for the sake of showing off her self-defense skills, which turned out poorly for Michiru, of course. After that, the class was about to have a music lesson. And unlike the normal music lessons, they weren't supposed to just do choral song. They were actually supposed to play instruments, or so they were told by Makina. As it turns out, Makina didn't exactly hear correctly, and failed to, or she straight up lied. It's a bit unclear. Either way, the group had a long, fairly friendly conversation about what instruments would fit them, and eventually found out that they just needed to punish Makina. Let's continue. It's impossible to weigh one kind of unhappiness against another, even, say, the sadness of a man who has lost a lifelong friend, and the bitter sulking of a young girl forced to eat her carrots before dessert. There's no scale by which we can objectively measure misery. People have the tendency to judge themselves happier or unhappier relative to others, but such comparisons rest on a flawed assumption that we all think and feel alike. Another's misfortune may seem trivial to you, but if it brings genuine distress and suffering, anything can be a tragedy. Ah! My Ramones are gone! Michiru turns her shark pouch inside out and shrieks. Although by now I'm somewhat used to this woman's tendency to kick up a fuss at the slightest provocation, when she is this loud, it's impossible to focus on my reading. Surely a little candy doesn't warrant this much of a ruckus. One would think you'd thrown a pineapple, only to have it bounce off a wall and land on your feet. Why would I throw a pineapple in the first place? Forget that. I'm kind of panicking right now. I mean, they're ramune, okay? The sugar content is like super important for my brain. You are so damn noisy, woman. Are you sure you didn't just drop them under your desk? Under my desk? I'll take a look. Michiru drops to all fours and begins to desperately search every inch of the ground for her candy. I could understand this position if she was looking for something small like a contact lens, but it hardly seems efficient when she's trying to find something as obvious as a container of candy. Michiru, my friend. What do you want? I'm trying to focus right now. Don't talk to me. Sorry. However, I feel obliged to inform you that I can see your underwear. What? Ah, my head! Don't look! At you holding your head and crying tears of pain after foolishly bumping into the desk, or at your simple white underwear which is still completely exposed at present? Either one! Look, this really isn't the time. Is something the matter? Sakagi comes over to investigate the commotion. In response, Michiru flaps her mouth like a goldfish and points to her shark pouch. Ha! Well, see, they were in here. They really were, but now they're gone. My ramune are gone. Ramune? You mean those fizzy little candies, I assume? Yeah, that's right. They're gone. Can't you just go buy more? No, that's no good. They are, special ramune, you see. Special ramune? Well, alright. If I happen to find them, I'll let you know. Oh, please do. Hey, Yuji, wasn't she acting a little strange just now? Not in the least. She was exactly the same unfriendly individual as always. Yeah, right. Very fishy. I was a little suspicious from the start. Are you even listening to me? Yes, could it be? Is this Yumiko's doing? Come to think of it, I might have seen an unusual craving for ramune on her face earlier. Yeah, she was making an outright ramune face. What exactly is a ramune face? Well, you know, a face that says, if someone tells you to only spend 500 yen on your snack and you're going to buy 600 yen of ramune, and then not even eat them, they're for the stash. Did she really have an expression like that on her face? She totally did. Did you see her eyes? They were ramune eyes. Ramune eyes! Calm yourself, woman. There is no such thing. Probably as a result of her panic, Michiru seems to have grown somewhat paranoid. Well, that's always been an element of her personality, but it seems more pronounced at the moment. Also, she's completely incoherent. There are a few things as ugly as throwing around unfounded accusations. Usually this would be the part where I deliver a swift kick to the ass with a steel-toe boot. But I'm dealing with a woman here, so that's sadly not an option. Hey, I heard you lost your ramen candies. I can go up pick some new ones if you want. No, that's no good at all. I need my ramen. You are acting like a complete child. Yuji, why is she throwing a tantrum like this? Perhaps because she is under some sort of chronic stress. Might be using the loss of her property as an excuse to let off some steam. That's not it at all. I'm not stressed. I'm not. Come on, we'll all look for it together, okay? What's with the over-the-top kindness? Very suspicious. What? Are you serious? I was just trying to be nice. Look, let's just be honest, okay? I won't get mad. Let's all close our eyes. Okay, Amana-san, raise your hand. Okay. I knew it! I knew this was your work all along. Your remorseless ramen robber. Hey, that was entrapment. Also, the trap didn't even make any sense. Oh, give them back! Give them back! There. I'm sure Sachin will help us look for them out too, okay? Yeah, Sachi could be the culprit. It all fits. There's no other explanation. Sachi, admit you're guilty at once. Certainly, I am guilty. Well, hey, hold on. My responsibility should be self-evident. I may have no idea whatsoever as to the specific crime I'm being accused of, but if you say I'm culpable, then I'm clearly 100% guilty of any and all charges. Michiru, you know full well how Sachi thinks. She's going to say she stole your candies regardless of the real facts. I seriously doubt you're going to find them this way. I know that, okay? I know it wasn't Sachi for your information. That is correct. If Michiru-sama says so, I am clearly absolutely blameless. Sachin, your presence is kind of making this more confusing than it needs to be. Could you maybe wander off for a tick? Certainly. It doesn't seem like Sakaki, Amane, or Sachi were responsible, so therefore, that would leave... Hey, what language is the word Bomae from? Lingala. Gotcha, thanks. Later. Hold it right there, Makina. You've shown your true colors at last. Huh? My colors the same as they always are. Alright, what have you done with them? Spit it out. How do you know about that, Qa'Rajh? I knew it, but don't worry, I'm a merciful person. If you come clean and apologize right away, I'll forgive you. Might as well just confess now, okay? Well? Sorry, I'm guilty of sin. Please forgive me. I knew it! Sorry doesn't even begin to cut it. You'll pay dearly for this. The truth is, I snuck into Amana's room and then... Huh? My room? And then I rooted out her secret stash of snacks and snuffed them all down. Huh? Oh. Well that would explain why you were complaining about your tummy hurting on the way to class. I'm sorry, I only did it because I didn't think they'd catch me. Is that why I'm changing colors? Am I changing colors because I was bad? Don't worry, your coloration appears to be perfectly normal. But Qa'Rajh said... What are my true colors like? Where are they shown anyway? My face? Is my face turning green? Maybe a classy shade of mauve? There, you're not going to turn mauve. Let's go ask Sachin to get you some stomach medicine, okay? Come here. Oh, the pain. Maybe this is a side effect of the movie's cessation. Nah, you just ate too much. Plain and simple. Which would mean... Bah, I never thought it would come to this. Kasami Yuji, you were the true criminal all along. Ridiculous. Why would I steal a bunch of fruit-flavored sugar lozenges? So you deny it without even a moment of hesitation? Very suspicious. Stop talking. You're a complete simpleton. Huh? What's a simpleton? A simpleton? A ton of what? Stop playing games with my mind! I don't need to play any games. Look, just calm down and think this over carefully. What were you doing before you lost the... A poltergeist! I suspect the work of a poltergeist. A pillow turner stole my candy. That makes no sense. A pillow turner moves your pillow to the other end of the bed. That's it. It doesn't steal things. That's not true. Sometimes it flips you around in the bed instead. Wait, is there even a point to any of that? Why does this thing even exist? Don't ask me. Anyway, try to remember what you were doing before you lost your candies. If you slowly go back over your actions, you should be able to figure out where you dropped them. Ooh, okay. Let's see. I guess I was sitting at my desk for a while. Did you have the ramen candies at that point? Don't know. When's the last time you were sure you had them? I mean, I always keep them in my pouch, so... The instant Michiru opens her pouch, the color of her face changes dramatically. I can't quite read her expression. Irritation, maybe? Maybe regret? I think I can also see a rare hint of shame. On second thought, let's just forget about the whole thing. It's just some ramen after all. No need to start a witch hunt. Okay, meeting adjourned. What's this all of a sudden? Those candies are important to you, right? I'll help you find them. Well, how should I put this? It's all good. No big deal. I mean, ramen are easy enough to replace, right? Can't throw a fuss every time I lose a ramen or two. Okay, I'm sorry! You found them, didn't you? Inside the pouch. I'm very, very sorry. Yes, they were in fact inside this shop from the very beginning. It's not like I'm going to apologize or anything. You just did. Pretty much groveled, in fact. Shut up, you! You got it all wrong. I might have apologized, but I apologize for nothing, do you understand? This is a Sundara duality. I stare quietly into Michiru's eyes for a moment, then abruptly break eye contact. In geopolitics, they say the country that breaks away from a staring contest first loses. But in this sort of situation, the opposite is true. By averting my gaze first, I take initiative and fluster my opponent. Of course, I have an overwhelming advantage over Michiru even if I don't bother with this sort of trick, but it's something of a habit. I should really try to work on this instinctive need to exert control over others at all times. Having suddenly and unexpectedly lost their point of focus, Michiru's eyes dart around the room anxiously. The thing is, in the next moment, Sachi passes by the classroom carrying a large suitcase. Wait, Sachi? Are you going somewhere? Yes, I'm just about to begin my journey, as per Amane-san's request. Sachi, my friend, I think you've made a slight mistake. You see, Amane asked you to wander off for a tick of the clock, not for the historic Attic Peninsula of southern Greece. Oh my! It seems I must apologize. I was quite sure she asked me to tour the Attica region. I've actually spent the last few minutes packing my clothes in preparation for the voyage. What kind of crazy misunderstanding is that? It's a bit of a shame. After leafing through a guidebook, I was thinking I might stop by the Parthenon in Athens to buy everyone souvenirs. Good choice. I hear the Parthenon and Manju are pretty decent. Right, so that problem from earlier was all cleared up, so you don't need to go anywhere. That problem? Could you be more specific? The problem, the thing I lost, it's taken care of. Huh? You misplaced something? I have no idea whatsoever, but it's very nice to hear the situation was resolved successfully. Where did you find the item in question? What? It was in my pouch all along. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I didn't quite catch that, Michiru-sama. I said it was in my pouch, okay? Just a little goof on my part. Get off my back. Attacking people for an honest mistake is really petty, you know. I would not dream of attacking you, Michiru-sama, although the root cause of all the fuss seems to have been your truly foolish blunder, exacerbated by your rotten tendency to instinctively push blame onto others. In the end, I'm simply happy to hear that you found your item, as I said a moment ago. Do you really have to put it in that way? Have I misstated the facts of the matter? Well, no, it's all true. Oh, did you find your candy? Yeah, I did. Or rather, I didn't lose it in the first place. Sorry, alright? I guess I kind of bothered you over nothing. I see. Well, that's nice, I suppose. Please excuse me as well. I need to unpack my suitcase. Phew. What now? If you have something to say to me, just spit it out already. Try to be a little more careful about crying wolf in the future. Sachi could have ended up in a foreign country, and Machina very nearly changed colors. I know, alright. They weren't in there before, I swear. A poltergeist. It's got to be a poltergeist after all. Probably. The only individual who knows the depth of someone's unhappiness is the unfortunate party in question. That said, there's nothing wrong with feeling a little sympathy for an innocent ghost forced to bear the blame for another's stupidity. Slight discretion, but would the victim of a pillow turner be a pillow turnee? While pondering these weighty matters, I watch Michiru wander off, her container of candy clutched tightly in her hand. Well, that resolved itself pretty well. Sachin Dono! I seek Sachin Dono! What can I do for you, Maki-chan? Gah! Okay, you played that way too bland. That's no good at all. Try to get into it, will ya? I'm looking for some late-night informational style passion here. Okay, got it. Okay, let's take that from the top. I'll cut as many times as it takes, so get it going. Mere moments after Machina stormed into the classroom, she runs back outside. What was that all about? Who knows, some new game of Machina's presumably. Sachin Dono! I seek Sachin Dono! At your service. Oh, Sachin Dono! I bear an urgent summons from the castle. Will you accompany me? As you wish. You have my thanks. Qa'Rajh-sama, I have returned with Sachin Dono. Right, sure, thanks. Okay, look, we've been over this, you know. Qa'Rajh, I need you enroll here. Ah, what freaking pain in the butt. Fine. Ahem. Well done. My thanks for your labors. Leave us and take your well-earned rest. Yes, my lord. And so, Michiru-sama, why have I been called before you? Ah, yes, the truth is, I wish for you to prepare certain something, Sachi. What is your pleasure? Mamushi rice. Mamushi rice? Indeed, tell me, Sachi, is this culinary feat within your power to accomplish? It can be done. Very well then, before the sun sets on this day, bring forth a splendid feast. Certainly. Concluding the conversation with a standard phrase of acceptance, Sachi leaves the classroom at once. I'm not going to ask why you turned that into a samurai drama, but basically you felt like eating eel on rice. That's right, they said on TV that today was looking like a bullish day, so it's gotta be eel tonight. It's Japanese tradition. Traditionally, you eat eel on the day of the ox, which, just for your information, had nothing to do with the trends of the stock markets. Huh? Really? I'm sure your computer will be kind enough to clear up the precise distinction. Make a fool of me, will you? But I'm impressed you know the Mamushi nickname for that dish. They only really call it that in the Kyoto region. Yep, happened to see that on the net yesterday. You picked it up from a computer screen, huh? Figured as much. Interesting. It seems there are still a few people who feel finding trivia in online encyclopedia is something to be proud of. In any case, they say eel is great for replenishing physical energy. Never a bad thing to get a little extra vigor. Hey, that sounds a little... Look, it's not like I'm thinking about purpose stuff or anything. Come to think of it, the Mamushi pit viper doesn't lend its name to eel dishes alone. It's also the name of a male Aphrodite. Stop right there! What the heck is wrong with you? Would you kindly lower the volume a bit? Yes, ma'am. Well, hey, might as well take advantage of this opportunity. Why don't we all get together and have a group Mamushi dinner tonight? We are talking about Sachi here. She'll definitely have 6 servings prepared. Which means you're coming as well, Sakaki-san. You're unusually obedient today. I simply don't see any reason to pointlessly increase Kamina-san's workload. Ah, I see. Sakagi seemed to be aware that any resistance she might offer would end in her defeat at the hands of the Demon Lord. Okay, and so we wasted no time in getting ourselves to a kitchen. Here we are.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have a question.
Go right ahead, Oni-chan.
Why are you doing this in my room?
Well, because the atmosphere is good in here. It's not like us choosing your room has any deeper significance or anything. Heh. There really isn't anything to look that triumphant about. Keeping up the act seems like fairly hard work in its own way. Okay then, let's all just ignore Yumiko's raving hypocrisy and let's get right down to cooking. Alright, Iron Chef Sachin! Whenever you're ready. Thank you for waiting. Huh? Not to put a fine point on it, but Sachin, you're a little dirty. Just as Amane says, Sachi has entered the room a muddy mess. There are leaves and twigs sticking out of her hair. I do apologize, I encountered some difficulty in procuring the ingredients. Well, I guess it's not the kind of thing every store on the corner has lying around. Really? Okay, how long will the initial preparations take? I do think a few more minutes would be helpful if possible. Okie dokie. In that case, Mark and I, we got time to kill until Sachi finishes her work, so provide us with some filler. Roger. Hey, Bob! What's up, Johnny? We got a while till the others get here. Wanna get some eel on rice? I think it'd be really nice. Hey now, Johnny, where'd that Japanese food pun come from? Oh, you know me, my jokes tend to be a bit surreal. Sorry, can we just fast forward after all? Sachi, how are you doing in there? Oh! More chibi. If it wasn't for the fact that there are some pretty grim moments later on, or in general in this series, I would love it if it was all chibi. Let's see, all that's left is to cook this over a low flame. Impressive, Sachi. Nice to see that we have at least one competent junior. Wait, Kumine-san, I assume you're cooking the rice in that pot, but where's the Mamushi? I'm cooking it in here as well. Oh really? I didn't know you could make it that way. You can indeed. I don't think I've heard of any such method. Now that you mention it, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to broil the eel separately, then mix it with rice after the fact. Oh, wop wop. She didn't kill the viper. Just as an uneasy confusion begins to spread around the room, the pot lid pops open and a long slender thing emerges. What is that? What do you mean, what? It's a snake, ain't it? It is indeed.
To be more specific, it appears to be a venomous Japanese pit viper, popularly known as the Mamushi. Compared to the common rat snake, the body is distinctively thick and short.
Yeah. Oh, and the snake looks so happy as well. After a long moment in which the world seemed to stand still, Sachi abruptly decapitates the snake with her kitchen knife.
Impressive swordsmanship.
Thank you very much. When I look to my side, the previously enthusiastic Michiru is as pale as a ghost.
What's the matter, Michiru? It's just a kitchen knife, nothing to be scared of.
That's not the problem here.
So what is?
The pot. A snake. A snake!
What are you? What, are you scared of Mamushi vipers?
Rather than Mamushi, I'm thinking snakes in general. More like creepy crawly things, I'd imagine. Sorry, I can't take any more.
With a few weak words of surrender, Michiru sinks to the ground with a soft thwomp.
Wah! Qa'Rajh died!
Okay then, why don't we just have Michiru eat this later? Sounds like a plan.
Don't just kill me off! More importantly, don't dump this chaos cooking on me! Oh, she's revived already!
The girl may hate snakes, but she has the vitality of a Mamushi's viper. Was that supposed to be ironic? Those really have nothing to do with each other.
Forget all that, Sachi. I said I wanted to eat Mamushi rice, didn't I?
Yes, and so I intend to make Mamushi rice.
This is not Mamushi rice, it's pit viper rice.
Which would mean perhaps you were hoping to eat the eel dish of the same name instead?
Look, that's what I asked for from the start!
I see. In that case, I did prepare this eel on rice here as well, just to be on the safe side.
What? Then bring that out in the first place! Ah!
Today I learned that Michiru has issues with creepy crawly life forms. Also that it's important to be precise in your terminology when making a request of Sachi. I'll run this a little longer. Human beings are multifaceted creatures. It's not uncommon for someone who seems one-dimensional at a glance to reveal a dramatically different side under even light investigation. Many people don't stop at being two-faced. There are plenty of us out there with 3 or 4. A simple case might be a scumbag who sometimes plays the good guy or vice versa. These multiple faces are part of what makes people interesting, but they also complicate our relation with others. The people living in this dorm are no exception to the general rule. Sometimes I wonder if Makina even thinks in Japanese. Her actions and words are so garbled, such as extraordinary obedience and obsessive honesty are equally mysterious. Anyone could guess there's more to those two than meets the eye. But Amane can be oddly evasive and poker-faced at times as well, and even our mentally derailed airhead Michiru has markedly uncharacteristic moments. I think it's safe to conclude that everyone here has something of a hidden side.
Okay, so when's Yumi-chan gonna go dare already?
Say what? I'm killing time in the lobby after school when Makina suddenly approaches me with a strange question. Dare? By which you mean what? Is that the same Dare from Michiru's Sundra, the lovey-dovey side of a split personality?
Yeah, duh. What else would I be talking about?
Dare is by now a fairly common slang term where the contrast in Sun suggests a pointed hostile attitude towards others. Dare implies the complete opposite, a sweet and friendly approach. The widely known Sundara personality exhibits both behaviors, creating a strong contrast or gap that many find attractive. Apparently. Personally, I'm not particularly well informed on the subject. While I have some interest in the Pseudo Sundara, Matsushima Michiru as a subject for observation, my curiosity is entirely directed toward the less artificial elements of her personality. The Sundara attribute itself isn't especially interesting or appealing to me. In short, I don't really give a damn. To ask a question like that, I think you need proof that Sakaki has Dara tendencies, or at the very least concrete grounds to support that conjecture. Do you possess any such evidence? For starters, I asked Makina about the premise underlying her question, on the off chance that there might be some rational thought behind it.
What? No.
Look, kid.
Evidence schmevidence. Come on, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you got a solitary princess walling off everybody around her, she's just gotta get all like, don't go, I don't want to be alone anymore. Eventually, right? Don't you get that vibe with her?
That would certainly be a striking contrast. In that respect, this theory of Sakaki seems to line up with the standard Sundara concept, but I have to say though, I don't think she really fits that neatly into the Sundara category.
You're forgetting about the Qa'Rajh tribe, you know?
I see. Qa'Rajh, is it? I picked up this term somewhere as well. It seems the popularity of the Sundara concept gave birth to a variety of subspecies. The Qa'Rajh in particular proved durable enough to gain its own semi-independent status. Unlike the outright aggression of the Tsun, Ku suggests a cool, indifferent attitude.
The Qa'Rajh feigns apathy, keeping others at distance by means of apparent disinterest, but secretly craves intimacy. To date, Sakaki Yumiko has certainly demonstrated a consistently cool attitude, if not the lovey-dovey side of the equation.
Makina, do you want to make Sakaki go into Dera mode?
Hell yeah!
For what reason?
My amusement!
I see.
If Sakaki herself happened to hear that response, things would probably get even chillier. But I guess it's foolish to hope for anything more from Makina.
And are you expecting to accomplish something by complaining to me?
Yep, that I am. I want your help, Oni-chan.
You want me to cooperate in turning Sakaki Dera?
Da!
I quietly fold the newspaper I've been reading earlier, stand from my seat without the word, and walk off toward my room. Just as my hand reaches the doorknob, Makina's round face reappears before my eyes, her shoes screeching on the floor.
Hey, what's with the cold shoulder? Don't hole up in your room. Come and listen to my plan.
Unfortunately, I have no interest in any of this. Go try the others instead.
That's no good, Oni-chan. We need you in on this one. You're crucial to the plan.
Why?
Well, because Yumi-chan's a girl, you know.
Well, it's true enough that I'm the only male in this dormitory, but I don't think that really works in my favor when dealing with Sakaki. If anything, quite the opposite. She seems to see it as something of a strike against me. I don't think that really makes... Hey, Makina! Without even waiting for my response, Makina shoves me back towards the lobby.
No back talk. You're coming with me. I've already arranged a group meeting. There's no way I'm gonna let you be the one to ditch Oni-chan.
A group meeting for this crap? That night, everyone except Sakaki gathers in the third floor laundry room. Amane and Sachi seem to be operating as normal, but Michiru apparently forgot about the meeting and had to be dragged out of bed. She's stifling a weary yawn at the moment. At the center of the group, Makina gleefully surveys her troops, then begins to speak.
Alright everyone, you're probably wondering why I've called you here today. The matter at hand, Sakaki Yumiko. I've already discussed this with Oni-chan, but in short, I'm of the opinion that the girl needs to go Dera pretty soon to stay within her character archetype, you know what I mean?
Spreading a large sheet of paper on the table, she writes the letter Y with a permanent marker, encircles it vigorously, and adds a note. Operation Dera to one side.
And so, comrades, I want you to engage in the individual tactical maneuvers aimed at melting that cool-headed girl into a puddle of sugary goo. The operation begins tomorrow at 1200 hours. Any questions?
Sakaki-san, sweet and friendly? I have a hard time even imagining that. Indeed, I am unable to mentally picture anything more amicable than an icy sneer.
But don't you want to see it happen, guys?
Well, yeah, I guess, but... I don't know what sort of operation you've planned for us, Maki-chan, but I think the most likely result is ignominious, painful failure.
Wah! Don't give me that, you bunch of fence-sitting cowards! How about you grow a little backbone, huh?
Amane and Sashi responded once with outright pessimism. In the first place, we've been forcibly dragged to this point on the assumption that Sakaki has a hidden friendly side, and that's nothing more than a guess based off our common personality type. There's no real reason to believe that pattern has to apply to Sakaki. Amane has known Sakaki as the longest of all of us. For what it's worth, she's clearly not buying into the idea. It seems entirely likely that this Dera Sakaki is something of a Bigfoot, the product of an overreactive imagination. What's more, we're talking about a woman prone to swing blades around when provoked. As Sashi says, if we adopt Makina's likely rash and aggressive plan, there's a possibility we'll suffer some casualties.
Make Yumiko go Dera?
But just when I think we reach the consensus, one of the group reacts differently. As a PT, pseudo-Sundara, with a contrary personality of her own, perhaps Michiru is being subtly influenced by the possibility of discovering a comrade of sorts. In any case, unlike the rest of the group, she seems generally intrigued by the idea.
Oh, that's more like it, Chiro. Just what I like to see from my Tsundaras. I see you in a whole new light. Just how low was your opinion of me in the first place? What are you even complimenting me for? I don't get it.
Michiru, you think Sakaki-san has a Dera side?
Well, it's Not like I'm completely convinced of that or anything, but...
But what exactly?
You know, that girl never smiles. I feel like if I just saw her looking a little happy for once, it'd be kind of a load off my mind.
That's actually a pretty good point.
Why are you guys clamming up all of a sudden? Is that weird?
No, it's more like you actually had something worth saying for once, you know?
Totally out of character, Qa'Rajh. You people, I swear.
It's alright, Michiru-sama. In order to maintain a modicum of balance with your habitual troublemaking and overall uselessness, you carefully mix in the occasional considerate remark, yes? I quite understand.
No, you really don't.
Well, Michiru's got a point, I think. If we're just trying to break that iron mask and get a real smile or two out of her, I guess I'm up for it. Yes, I agree.
Oh, everyone's on board at last.
I feel like the goal has shifted slightly from the original Dare objective, but it seems like our motive is now slightly more respectable than Machina's desire to amuse herself, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, so I guess the next question would be, what sort of operation do you have planned out, Machina?
Machina flashes a toothy smirk. He even got a little fang there. Takes a marker in hand once more and confidently scribbles the words "compliment carpet bombing" in the center of the paper. Every time you run into Yumi-chan, flatter her until you can't flatter no more. Compliment her eyes, her hair, her clothes, her pen. You're the hostess at a club and she's the lonely old rich guy.
That's a pretty dang straightforward attack. Maybe simplistic would be the better word.
Women are simple creatures. Compliment them and they'll get in a good mood.
You are aware that you're one of those creatures yourself, right? I see. It is certainly a direct strategy, but nonetheless it strikes me as potentially effective.
You think? Can you even call this a strategy in the first place? It's not really complex or subtle or anything.
That's not always necessary. In many cases, people are surprisingly simple to please. For example, your mood tends to improve dramatically when you eat pasta, Michiru-sama. I'm optimistic this strategy would produce similar results.
Hey, what the heck is that? Don't make me out to some pasta fanatic. Okay, I do like it, but still, yeah. I get really happy every single time I eat it, but still.
So, you're a fanatic, basically. She always has the nicest smile on her face. Seems like there aren't any particular objections. In that case, we may as well give Machina's strategy a try.
Roger. Okay, everyone, you're under my command now.
I'm not sure that's the best of ideas. Well, we shall see how this turned out in the next episode. So, until then, take care.